everyone, welcome back to the new video. Today I'm going to share with you some of my all-time favorite books, and if you're someone who love reading and want to dive into something that's not only entertaining but also inspiring, then stick with me because these books are absolute gems. I love reading books and I have read a lot of non-fiction, but these are the books that have stuck with me long after I turned the last pages. So the first book in my list is The Happiest Man on the Earth. This is kind of book that make you stop and think like what's really matter in life. You know, the author Jaku was the Holocaust survivor, and despite everything he suffered in his life, he still find a way to embrace happiness over everything else. You know, I still remember reading this book. I felt so much emotional because this book will make you cry, but at the same time you feel so good, you feel too good, you know, because this book is not about suffering and the struggles. This is about the hope, happiness, and you know, a lesson that despite no matter how difficult things get, you always have a way to choose happiness, kindness, gratitude over everything else. And one of the lessons I learned from this book was never fight with and argue with people you love, because you don't know when will be the last moment you have with them. So never fight with them. Just go on a street, pick up people and fight with them, but never argue and fight with the people you love. So I love this book so much. This book is very close to my heart till now. So the next book in my list is a book of simple living by Ruskin that feels like a breath of a fresh air. And if you have ever read anything by Ruskin, you will know his magical way of making a simplest thing in his life so beautiful. And this book, it's so good, so comforting, so uplifting. If you're feeling overwhelmed and you need something to calm yourself down, just pick this book because this book is too good, and this is one of my favorite book, if I can say. This is just a collection and notes of his life in the hills, and I highly recommend this book if you want to read something to calm yourself down. This book is too good. Just go for this. This is one of the book you should read in your life. Of course, I had also add this book in my list, The Wings of Fire, the autobiography of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. And if you are an Indian, I know that you have probably heard of this book hundreds and millions of times. You know, there is a reason behind that, because this book is not only a story about his successful career as a scientist and the president of India, but about his values and about his simplicity and his dedication and his belief in power of dreams. I personally find this book so much inspiring, and you know, because his life, his career and everything is so inspiring. He's the one of the best inspiration in the world for the students, and I think every student should read this book once in his life. His journey reminds you that no matter where you came from, you can still achieve great things in your life if you stay determined and humble. And you know, this book makes you believe in yourself a little more, and I find this book so inspiring, so much inspiring. The second book in my list, All I Really Need to Know What I Learned in My Kindergarten. And you might think, what? But this is book full of wisdom, so simple, so simple language, but so amazing, too good. I really love this book, you know, because when you read this book, you learn that all you really need to know in your adult life, what we all learned as a kid, when you were 5 to 3 or 5 year old. This book is too good because it teaches you very important lesson of life in a very simplest way, like sharing, being kind to yourself, clean your own mess. You know, if we all learn these things, the life became very easy, not for us, but for everyone else. You know, if politicians clean their own mess, everything will be great, you know. The fifth book in my list, The Mole, the Boy, the Fox, and the Horse, one of my most favorite book. And you know, this is a pure heart book, and this illustration is so beautiful by Charlie himself, the author. And every conversation between the character remind you that the life is all about friendship, love, and the kindness. Be kind to yourself. I find this book so comforting, so relaxing, so relatable. I love this book. This is my go-to book whenever I'm feeling low or I want to read something uplifting, because this is like a hug from your loved one. And this book I recommend you, if you're feeling low and want to read something feel good, just go for this, because you will love this book. The last but not least, the book in my list is The Little Prince. It's often considered as a children's book, but it's much more than that. This book teaches you how to see the world with the eyes of a children. We all were once a kid, but some of us forget, some of us still remember. So this book will make you think as a child. And this book is about love, friendship, loss, and this book will teach you to see the world with curiosity and open heart. And I love this book so much, I really love this book. Every time I read this book, I learn something new about a relationship, about a love, about a friendship, about the world, and so much more. One of the lessons I learned from this book that really helped me to, growing up, because growing up is so difficult, like losing someone in your life is very difficult thing even for the grown up. So what I have learned is that people don't die, just they go on their different planet, their different goal. So I really love this book, because this book, as a kid, this book teach me that people don't die, just they go on their different planets. And that give me a sense of relief that like no one get died, just they go on the different place. And I love this thing. So very small pocket book, but very meaningful book. So that was all I have to say with you guys. These are really amazing book, and I highly recommend this book to everyone who want to read something inspiring, uplifting, feel good book. Just go for these, because these are really amazing book, and these are also for a beginner, very short book. So just go for these book, and let me know in the comment section if you have read any of this book, and if you have any recommendation for me. I would love to hear your thoughts. So that's all for today. See you in the next video. Until take care. Bye bye.